Alright guys, so here we are in the third video. Here I'm going to be only going over two attacks in the last war we had, but the main thing I'm going over is going to be a lot of tips and things that everyone in the clan should know. I also wanted to go over the clan mail because I feel like not everyone in the clan is reading it. This notification up in the top right under your league trophies with the little letter icon, you click on that and it should take you directly to the inbox. I feel like a lot of people ignore it because that's also where the defense log goes, and whenever you first log into the game after like a 24-hour period, this can have one or two, and you just click in it, it goes to defense log and you're done. But then it'll go to inbox if there's also an inbox clan mail. I just wanted to point that out real quick. I also wanted to point out that once we get to 50 members, I'm going to be closing off the clan to that way we can more or less use the junior clan as a recruiting clan. Also, once we get to 50 members and it closes, it'll be up to clan management and me to kind of sort out the players that should not be here or are not as active. And then whoever's left, that's the lucky few that's in the clan, and those are the spots we will fill with the junior clan. I also wanted to go over real quick how to invite new players because I feel like not everyone knows how to, since the game has been updated a few times and not all of us are been playing the game since these updates have come out. So it used to be through global chat, now it's this blue button next to the war log, the find new members. You just click on that and it'll show you a bunch of people that are within our clan requirements. You can search for the Clan War Leagues tag. I normally will have that tag on, and then I will just switch between that one and the Clan Wars tag. That is the way I normally do it, but I have done it before when I'm just sitting on there, and I'll go to, for example, an active daily, or sometimes I'll go down here to the veterans because we need some veterans in the clan. It's always a good thing to have people that understand the game and how the game operates and functions. I also wanted to go over real quick how to opt in and opt out of wars. For example, you go over to my profile. Now, this isn't the only way to get to it. You can get to it by pressing on your level at the top left corner. My level is 204. You would just press that little button up in the top corner. Now, this button under the God Sent, mine is green because I am opt in. You press that, and you can go red for opt out. This lets us know that you are not going to be active in the wars or that you have a hero or spell factory down, as well as if you're going to be inactive for a prolonged period of time. You can opt out, but if it's going to be just a prolonged period of time, let us know in chat. I do keep notes on who is going to be inactive for prolonged periods of time so they don't get kicked for the 1 week inactivity mark, because for co-leaders and me, we can go to the sort tab and we can look and see, I've already passed it, by last active, and it shows us who was active. For example, like you see who's played recently. So once you get to the 1 week point, if you haven't told us that you are going to be inactive for a prolonged period of time, you will get kicked for inactivity at that period. I also just wanted to go over real quick. I'm going to jump into the wars, actually. I'm just going to skip straight through this and get into the last war review. The first attack I'm going to have is going to be from one of our clan members, Flaming. He did an attack, I believe it was on number 24 last war. We did lose this war. This was a clan cleaning war, so I'm not too totally worried about it. I'm just going to do it this way. Yeah, I believe it was on number 24. Here we go. And it was the 99%. I only am going over this one mainly to show a couple of tips on how to speed things up and how an attack could be done a little bit more quickly, I guess. In my opinion, the only thing he could have done differently here would have been to maybe bring a couple less of the hog riders and brought a couple more wizards for cleanup in the end and just saved them until the hog riders were done with the defenses in an area. That is one of the best uses of the wizards for cleanup because they do have the high damage, but they do have very low hit points. So once the defenses are cleaned out of the area, which I'll show for an example once the attack starts. The beginning of this attack was done very nicely. He still is in his scouting period, so we're just going to let the attack start, and I'll commentary in just a moment. I will be getting game volume on as well here soon, just so it's not silent when I'm not talking, or background music. I would like to know what you guys would think would be better. Just let me know in the comments down below. Now at this point, the clan castle has been pulled. You can see the eagle artillery has a lot of damage already done to it, so it shouldn't be too much to worry about. The witches are being deployed in the back. Now these super minions, I did say in the last video a way to have how to deal with the clan castle. I was referring at that moment how to deal with the normal clan castle. The super minions are the only enemy clan castle that will actually require a little bit of a different way of taking them out. After this attack, I will show you the best way I've personally have been able to take out super minions. Being in Titans League, I'd have to deal with them a lot. Almost every attack or every other attack has super minions in a defending clan castle. So he did do good on his poison spell deployment if it was a regular clan castle. I do want to point that out. It was a good poison displacement if it was a regular clan castle. However, super minions are a different type of clan castle. So we're going to just go into it and watch a little bit more. So the super minions are locked onto this. He's got a rage over that poison to try and get through the troops. Now I wanted to point out, this is the thing I was saying about the poison spell and for the super minions. When you put the poison spell on the regular minions, it's not going to get these super minions in the back at all. You almost need to drop it on the super minions. These regular minions don't do much damage to your attacking troops. He popped the Grand Warden's ability early to deal with the super minions' high damage to his king. Now, at this point of the attack, he does start the hogs on this side. I do want to point out that if you would have just dropped one hog first, that would have been a great test bomb. I've seen some people that will just do a 2-finger deployment to test 2 hogs to do a wider test, and then they'll drop all their hogs right after that. That can be a really good way, but it does take up a little bit of time. But if he would have brought the wizards, this would have been perfect. I do want to point out that this was a really good time to bring the hogs in, saying that there are no real defenses on this side of the base, leaving the hogs great pathing to just work their way through the defenses. Now, this is why I say I also would have brought maybe 1 or 2 less hogs and maybe 2 more wizards and a couple archers for some cleanup, because once these hogs distract all these defenses, he could have dropped a wizard here, or even come back, and I'll show it a little bit later in. See, those 2 big bombs made it where he had to drop a heal early for the hogs. You normally want to wait a little bit longer. The backside freeze, you can tell he's coming in with his spells. He froze the wizard tower. You can tell that was almost the direct placement of the freeze spell. In my opinion, I think he was trying to freeze the Inferno tower as well. If that's the case, guys, most of the time, I see a lot of people trying to get their spells placement really accurate, and if you're doing it really fast, it can be hard. But just know that normally, if you go between the 2 buildings you're dropping for is the best placement. For example, that freeze right up there, that was a good freeze. It got 3 buildings. If the elixir storage was something of a defensive building, that would have been even higher value. That was a good freeze. His spells come in at a good placement and good timing. And this is another point when I say the wizards would have been good for cleanup. However, they did miss this back cannon and Tesla that could have killed the wizards on back cleanup. However, once the hogs have cleared this entire side, he could have adapted that to dropping wizards on this side if he brought extra. because if you notice, once at the end of this attack, the hogs almost completely overpowered this base and just did not have the time to clean it up. That heal spell was in great placement for 2 wizard towers, so the hogs did not get too much splash damage on them. That is ideal placement if you're going through a splash damage and you have a large majority of your troops together. One of the other things that could have been possibly a little bit better to speed up time was to try and split the hogs into 2 groups if you did want to bring 20 instead of the extra wizards for cleanup. I've just seen that work as well. And at this point, it's going to basically be cleanup, and this is where the extra wizards would have been ideal. There is an archer on the bottom, however, that is one of the queen's archers, and I wanted to point out, he even mentioned that we wondered why this archer did not go for this builder hut in the bottom, and I believe that I counted it out, and it is 6 tiles away when this gold mine is only 5 tiles away from the archer. So remember, the archers will always pick the closest building. And it was so close in the last second of combat. Now, in this next video, part of the video, I should say, I'm going to go over how to deal with super minions. It was on my attack cleaning up on number 19. Now, I'm not going to go over the attack because, like I said, it was a cleanup attack. I'm a Town Hall 13. This is a Town Hall 12, or 11 even. So I'm mostly just messing around at this point, not even having to really focus on anything. I did, however, make sure I wanted to get the 3-star and show you guys the one way that in Titans League I dealt with the super minions and CCs. So I'm just going to go into it a little bit and fast forward. Now I am going to use my siege machine for a CC pull on this one. I just go with the battle blimp because of the fact that it is, in my opinion, the fastest way into a base. However, I knew I was going into an air sweeper on this one because I'm going to bring it in from this side. I'm just messing around with my queen on this side at this point, just for a little bit of funneling for the future of the attack. Here, the battle blimp has come in. Now, I've set the battle blimp, and my main, because I'm going with air attack, is going to be taking out this air defense. That is the only real purpose of sending that in, as well as the clan castle pull, because that air defense is inside of it. Now, I'm also going to be using a poison and a freeze spell just to take out those super minions. So here we go. I popped the battle blimp, the minions come out, and the super minions come out of the clan castle. I already knew that was what was in this clan castle, so I was able to prep for it in advance, because almost everyone in this clan that we were going against had super minions. So you see I've dropped the poison on them once they've already shot. Now, I normally would try and get the poison down before the second shot. This case, it came after the second shot. And then I freezed them to keep them inside the poison, because I noticed that my balloons were not going towards the inside, they were actually going towards the outside. I knew that was going to pull them away. I normally would try and avoid using a freeze, and I was hoping the balloons would go towards the inside. If they went towards the inside, those super minions would have stayed inside that poison spell the entire duration. But since they didn't, I ended up having to freeze them, and you can see that the super minions seem to go down rather quickly. Now, that is just the one thing I wanted to point out. I do just throw a clown lightning spell at the flying over minions, just why not? I was kind of bored with this attack, and that's just the main thing I wanted to show you guys on that attack, was how to deal with those super minions efficiently. Oh, look, there we go. We've got Hash, and he's also up. Thanks for the clan castle. He's also up next in the video for our next review. He's got a 1-star on number 10. It was a 97%. It was a good attack in my opinion. I did, however, want to point out a few things that I'm just going to let play out in the video, and I will show you as they come up. Alright, so he is coming in with the Super Wizards Go White with it, and he's coming in with bats. Now, Hash is really good with these bats, so I was excited to see him bring in bats. However, the one big issue with this one is with bats is you can already tell that this would have been ideal for bats, saying it has 3 single target infernos. That means the only thing you'd have to worry about would be the wizard towers and the town hall. In this one, I'm just going to let the start play out. The beginning of this attack did go really good. However, I do want to point out a few things. He started at this bottom side with a giant. Now, I want to point it out, that is extremely good to do when you are trying to get a queen to get some value without doing a queen walk without healers. You can set that giant down, and that will get the defending towers to get on the giant first. Let your queen get some value on them before she can take out the air defense archer tower. And then he goes in quickly with his golems, which was exactly what you should do in this attack. Wizards following. The log launcher coming down for the center. And then wanted to point out here, it's about to come up. This is the point when you can tell that one of the golems is already broken. The ground warden is down. I can't tell. I do believe, yes, he is on ground mode. It's always sad when you see those ice golems go up by a spring trap, but it sometimes can be beneficial. At this point, he did not bring a poison spell for the super minions, and I think that was a big downside of this attack because they do end up getting a lot of damage. However, they are targeting a giant, and I do believe he has already used his Grand Warden's ability right there. The witches and super wizard come up trying to take out that enemy clan castle, but they're not going to be able to, just quite without a fight. The witches are very good at distracting those super minions, however, but it did take, in my opinion, a little bit too long and forced those wizards to get a lot of damage. He came up with the top. I did miss it real quick, my bad. But he came up with the top with the bats, and then dropped a rage spell. That helped the bats and the P.E.K.K.A.s get through the defending areas. My opinion, I would have tried to save a freeze because that town hall didn't go down, just to assist the bats a little bit more through the base. This was a really good attack done. However, there were some things that could have been done a little bit better. Like I said, a freeze for that town hall. That town hall does a lot of damage to bats. It's not a splash damage, but being able to target multiple opponents makes it where it can do serious damage to bats, especially saying one hit from those is a kill for a bat. I do think this was a really good attack. It just had a little things that could have been worked on to make it where it would have been an easy 3-star. I'm going to play it out because at this point, it's just the witches doing the best they could. And that was a really good attack, really high percent. He's normally one of our better attackers, so normally he's an ace attacker. However, this happens to the best of us. Sometimes we just forget the spells, or we forgot to take into extreme consideration the clan castle. In this case, he did take in consideration the clan castle with a freeze spell. However, I don't think that was enough in this for those super minions. I do think the freeze spell with the poison spell combo is ideal if you're going to do attacking with a mass attack where you're just letting all your troops deal with the clan castle. A poison and freeze spell combo works great for that. If you're doing a pull for a clan castle, the freeze poison spell works great for the super minions. If you're just dealing with a regular clan castle that is not super minions, for example, like super dragons or electric dragons and a balloon or balloons, the poison spell is all you need. You wouldn't need to go with the poison freeze combo. Now, I just wanted to say, guys, if there's any questions or comments you want to leave, just leave them down in the comment section below. Also, if you're from Godsent, a like would be much appreciated and a follow. Let's see what he gave me. If he said I should be surprised. Oh, super witch. Very surprising. All right, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to say thanks real quick in chat to him and tell him he thanks for the live. Oops. All right, so now that that's done, the video is going to end here, guys, and I just wanted you guys to know, clash on and have a good one. Don't forget to be inviting people as often as you can and as frequently as possible until we get up to that 50 limit. And then I'm going to put a close on the clan and use the junior clan for recruiting. Have a good night, guys, or day, whatever.